When should you object in court? Avoid mistakes. Have you ever wondered when the right moment is to raise an objection in court? It is a critical skill for anyone involved in a trial. Knowing when to object can make a significant difference in the outcome of a case. You should object during a trial whenever you believe that the opposing party is presenting evidence, asking questions, or eliciting testimony that breaks the rules of evidence or courtroom procedure. The goal of an objection is to keep improper material from entering the official court record. This is important because such material could unfairly influence the judge or jury's decision. Objections are typically raised in several situations. For instance, if evidence or testimony is irrelevant to the case, that is a good time to object. If a question calls for hearsay, meaning the witness is repeating something they heard from someone else, you should also raise an objection. Additionally, if a question is leading, suggesting the answer within the question itself, it is time to speak up. You may also object if the witness is not qualified to testify on the matter at hand. If a question is speculative, asking the witness to guess or hypothesize, that is another valid reason to object. Furthermore, if the evidence violates specific legal rules, such as the best evidence rule, you should take action. Lastly, if a question or testimony is repetitive or harassing, you should not hesitate to object. When you decide to object, it is essential to do so promptly. This means raising your objection before the opposing party moves on to the next question or piece of evidence. Stand respectfully, say, "Objection," and clearly state the legal basis for your objection. The judge will then decide whether to sustain or overrule your objection. However, not every questionable question or piece of evidence requires an objection. You should avoid objecting if the evidence is not harmful or may even support your case. If your objection would draw more attention to damaging evidence, it is better to hold back. Additionally, if the objection is based on petty or overly technical grounds, it might be wise to let it go. Sometimes, objecting could open the door to additional unfavorable evidence. If there are better strategies to counter the evidence, such as presenting your own evidence, consider those options first. In some cases, if a witness gives an improper answer despite a proper question, you may want to move to strike that answer from the record. Objections are a vital tool in the trial phase of the judicial process. They help ensure that the trial proceeds fairly and according to the rules of evidence. Use objections strategically, raising them clearly and promptly, and only when necessary to protect your case or the integrity of the trial. Misusing objections can harm your credibility and the perception of your case in the courtroom.